This is kind of great here on Inside Coverage. We have the Legion of Boom, at least two guys from the Legion of Boom here, as they're here together. Kam Chancellor and Richard Sherman combined, like 9 or 10 Pro Bowls, Super Bowl champions. One of them's on TV. The other one's a restaurateur. Actually, guys are both kind of restaurateurs together here because they were playing Ready or Not and doing some SWAT training. We'll get to that in a second. Richard Sherman, Kam Chancellor, gentlemen, good to see you both.
Thanks for having us. Yeah, good to see you as well.
So, how would you have reacted? Sherm, you go first. If you guys had lost to a 44-year-old Phillip Rivers.
A lot of concern. A lot of concern. But it's this old guard, you know what I mean? It's the old guard of quarterbacks. It's the old guard. They can still play, and they can play at a different level than the younger guys. There's only a couple guys, the younger guys, that really understand the game at a fundamental level, that can understand coverage, understand how you're attacking it, the holes in the defense, where you should go with the ball pre-snap, where you're going post-snap. And that's why you got to bring back a 44-year-old Phillip Rivers, because the game, they're not teaching them anymore in college. They're like, hey, we'll send you your progression. You go 1, 2, 3 to these guys. But that's a story for a different day.
Kam, do you think he came back just for health insurance?
No, I don't know why he came back. Maybe he was at home and he talked. How many kids he has again? Like 10 or 11?
He's got 10.
Something like that. Maybe he asked the kids, hey, guys, well, you think I should go out there? And they all were like, Dad, go ahead. Just, take a chance. And maybe he just went out there to go do it for the kids or something. But to me, he looked good, man. He looked sharp. He looked efficient. He looked like himself. He's a quarterback. I always thought got the ball out fast. He knows where he wants to go. He hits a lot of choice routes. I mean, he looks dynamic.
But when he hit that back shoulder on that final drive and you realized they're going to get a shot at a field goal, I mean, there had to have been part of you that was going, oh, no way.
That's the part of the game that I actually missed because I was actually in the stadium right at time to beat the traffic. So
wait a minute, you left?
I missed I think it was the last 2 drives I missed because I was trying to beat the traffic out the stadium. The Sherm know what I'm talking about. That traffic, it crazy up there downtown.
I do. It save yourself 2 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, dude. That's 15 yards for leaving the stadium early.
Hey, come on. You act like no refs that just throw the flag for everything. Come on, man.
Right. Where's your leniency?
I know. So where's your forget? Look, they won the game, and the Seahawks are one of the 2-3 best teams in the NFC, if not the NFL. I get all of that. Are you concerned though, as we get ready? Sherman, you're getting ready for Thursday night. You get a home game this week that they can't run the ball. They ran the ball 50 yards against the Colts, and that when you get to the playoffs, that might not be sustainable.
Yeah, that's been my concern the entire season. That's been my biggest concern. And I thought that's why they brought in Rashid Shaheed, but they haven't pushed the ball down the field with him. Like, you can't loosen that defense up if you're not willing to take shots. And I think they were uncomfortable taking shots against the Indianapolis Colts because they didn't trust the O-line versus their D-line. I thought they had some leakiness early on. So, but yeah, it's a big concern for me. And it's been a concern all season because it's not even good teams. It's like, hey, these are good run defenses. You're going to struggle against them. It's bad run defenses you're struggling against too. And at some point, it's gonna bite you.
I'm a Sam Darnold fan. I'm a big Sam Darnold fan. I just hope we're not seeing the same movie where because you can't run the football, then there's too much on his plate come January, come playoff time. And it's an early exit like Minnesota. I mean, it was the Rams that knocked them out last time, knocked the Vikings out with those 9 sacks in the wild card round a year ago. And then everyone's going, well, hey, Sam's going to have a great year, but come January, you know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I agree. You would hate for that to be the case. I think this is a more sound and a better defense than he played with. No offense to Minnesota. Totally. I thought they played really good defense, but Flores is a feast or famine kind of deal. If he gets home and he gets there, then great. If not, you're getting gashed. But I think, he'll have a chance. I can't tell you how to go either way. This Rams game, especially the second one, will be a big tale. If he can, kind of conquer the demons of the Rams and conquer the pressure that they're going to bring with Chris Shula and what this defense has given him problems with in the past, then I think that'll go a long way to giving himself confidence and his teammates confidence and the fans confidence that he'll be able to change the narrative in the playoffs.
Kam, how does it change on Thursday now that Davante Adams isn't going to play?
You know what? To be honest with you, I haven't really been watching the games as much.
That's cool.
So I can't even give you like a honest, detailed opinion on what I think. I've been kind of in this restaurant getting this thing right, so that's been like my main focus right now. The only team that I do watch again is the Seahawks, and kind of based on what Sherman was just saying with Sam Darnold, I think that he's going to get a lot of chances due to the fact that the defense is strong. They do have a really strong defense. They're going to give them a whole lot of chances with turnovers and just stopping them, making the opponent team to punt, and just giving them chances to go out there and execute and make plays.
Cam, this one does feel like, though, tell me if I'm wrong, that this is the second, obviously, but it feels like these teams are inevitably going to play a third time, and this game on Thursday kind of might just determine where that third game, potentially the NFC Championship game, would be.
Yeah, I mean, history repeats itself. I mean, if you look at the history of us playing this team all the time, the Rams, man, it's always been a battle. And around this time of the year, you got injuries. Guys are fatigued a little bit just due to injuries. But then you got guys that are excelling and playing at a higher level around this time as well. But these two teams, we always battle each other. Seahawks and Rams has always been a really tough battle, and it always came down to either a third game or whatnot.
Guys, the injuries on Sunday were ridiculous. Let's start with Micah. Sherm, can the Packers win now without him?
Can they win without him? It depends on who they're playing. Is the honest answer. Are they as good of a team without him? No. And not only did they lose him, they lost Christian Watson.
Yeah.
And so you talk about a team losing arguably their two most dynamic players to injury at the most critical time of the year. So no, they're not as good. And they weren't as good in that game without him. Once they lost those two guys, the whole dynamic of the game changed. You saw that the Denver Broncos start playing them a lot differently. They start bringing a lot more pressure, start bringing 4 and 5 man pressure, or 5 and 6 man pressures. And on the other side, not that this pass rush isn't incredibly dynamic, but you take Micah Parsons and the attention he brings out of the dynamic, it's a pass rush that people can block.
Yeah, and Cam, you know that. It puts more pressure on you guys in the back end if no one's getting home. I mean, you guys can't cover for an hour.
Oh, yeah. Pressure up front is vital. That's one thing about our defense is that our guys up front, they put the pressure on the quarterback to make him get the ball out fast. And it gave us the opportunity to sit on routes sometimes. It gave us the opportunity to take away those first routes that we knew were coming. And it helped us out on the back end. It all works hand in hand, the front end and the back end. We need them to put pressure on them. That gives us opportunity, and we got to cover to give them opportunity to get to the quarterback.
Sherm, with the Chiefs, with Mahomes, I always used to call him like he's the ultimate deodorant, and like no matter what the rest of the roster looked like, no matter what the rest of the game plan looked like, he was the deodorant that could make it smell better. He always had a good team around him. Don't get me wrong, but he's a magician, he's a sorcerer, whatever. He'd find a way out of it. He's human. We get all of that. What do the Chiefs need to do while he rehabs, roster-wise, in your eyes, like team-wise, conceptually, so when he gets back, it's not all on him?
That's a tough question because it's going to start with the quarterback, and that's where most teams start. I think they'll do a great job of retooling on defense. They always do a really good job of drafting guys that fit in Spagnolia's system really well. You got to retool that offensive line. I don't know what's going on with Simmons, the tackle, but you have to make sure that offensive line is healthy and strong. And I think a dynamic running back has to be in the fold. You have to get a more dynamic running back. And no offense to Hunt and Pacheco, but you need somebody. I know that they were in the runnings for Breece Hall, but you need somebody like that. You need somebody that can really change the game in an instant. And I think that's what they're going to have to focus on this offseason is getting a dynamic running back, whether it's through the draft or through free agency, and attacking it that way, attacking it the old school way. Great defense, a run game, and controlling the clock.
You think they relied on him too much? Like, don't worry, Patrick will fix it?
Do I think they relied on him too much? No, not necessarily, because he hasn't been the greatest the last couple of years down the stretch. And their defense they've been considered a defensive team for a couple of those Super Bowls. So not that he's not who he's been, but the strength of their team was the defense and Chris Jones and those guys standing up. When they played the San Francisco 49ers, that defense played a heck of a game. It wasn't like they scored 40 points. I think the ending score was maybe 19-22 or something like that. So it's not a high scoring game. So I think they obviously need to rely on him, and they have, because he's such an incredible and dynamic, one of the greatest players to play this game. But I think they've tried their best to build a good defense around him.
You see that thing yesterday where Chris Jones was on the podium? He did not realize that they had been eliminated.
Yeah, I did.
Can you imagine being in that position, Cam? Did you see that?
I didn't see it. Yeah.
So he's up on the podium. He's talking about whatever, how they were fighting during the game and how they were hanging in there, what they got to do now. And he was talking about the playoff math, and someone said, "No, you're eliminated." And he went, he's on the podium. And he said, "We're eliminated?" He said, "Yeah." And he went, "Okay."
Oh, man. And that's, what is it, 3 more games left?
They got 3 more games. Yeah, I mean, they've never been in that situation.
Yeah, I guess it's a good check. It's a reality check, and I guess, that's one of those things where it makes you think like, hey, I got to go put the work back in again. I got to collect my, get the team back together. And if he's one of those type of leaders, he'll rally the team up and try to make a push for it next year again, but also finishing strong this season, to build on the finishing part of this year. And then, like you're saying, missing your quarterback, though, the key component. I always thought that you should not put everything on just the quarterback because of situations like this. Once you lose that quarterback, then everything kind of folds. And I feel like that was one thing that we saw when we played the Denver Broncos in the Super Bowl. All the energy was on the quarterback. We're like, oh, okay, you're telling us who to take out now. All right, we take out the quarterback. D-line put the pressure on them. Ball game. So, I think you shouldn't just you got to have a full team, full roster of great individuals and everybody contributing, which they do have a good team, but you can't put all the focus on one guy.
And you knew once that ball went over his head, it was over, right? Once it went over Peyton's head?
No, I actually knew when we were practicing.
Right, we knew before that.
It was way before that. When we was practicing, we saw the film and, saw how basic, we were a basic defense also, but we also saw a basic offense, but we just knew that we had a better personnel.
And you guys were a great team, and you guys certainly on the back end were always a great team. The Ready or Not and the SWAT training, it's a great video. We're talking before we came on here how Michael Bennett didn't take it seriously, but I know you guys took it seriously here. Cam, tell me about what you guys were doing with that, how much fun it is, and what it meant for all you guys to get back together.
Yeah, so they got us together, man, and we got to reenact like just being on a SWAT team, to get LB back together, and we did like a live mission. Inside one of the rooms, they had what do you call it? I can't think what it's called, but they had a room set up to where it's like you walking into a building, you got to retrieve the hostages and look for any bombs or whatever the case may be, and then we got a chance to actually play the game as a unit as well. So,
Sherm, who is the best?
Well, it's not Mike. That's for sure. Mike killed us all. I don't know who's the best. I know Cam was doing a good job with it. Walt was taking it pretty serious. Cliff was figuring it out. We was all figuring it out. But when we was going through that door trying to breach the door, and we all got killed by a grenade, I knew this is not our day.
All right, okay. So it was you two, it was Michael Bennett, it was Cliff Averill, it was Walter Thurman. You guys didn't make it past the first door? Is that what?
No, it was on the third door, maybe. Like we got into the building, and then once we got to like the second door, we shot a couple guys, and we got to the second door, and all of a sudden we're all on the ground, and you look at Mike's screen, and he's looking down at us, saying, "Oh God, what happened to you guys?"
Right. He's the only one alive. And we had completed a couple missions. I mean, it's a really fun game, but we had completed them on a lower difficulty. So us overachievers tried to hey, let's ramp up the difficulty. We got this. Yep. We didn't have it.
Nah.
So it's kind of like playing Madden on rookie, and then you
go on all pro.
Yep, yeah. But we tried to do it after one game though, or a couple games. It was just too fast.
Is real life SWAT training something either of you guys would want to do? Like Lavernius Coles is a cop now. Peanut Tillman joined the FBI. Mm-hmm. Would either of you guys want to do that?
I wouldn't want to do it full time, but I wouldn't mind going through, just the steps in the process and just learning and seeing the sequences that they go through. I don't know if I want to be in a real life situation though.
Sherm, you're making a face. I'm guessing you're the same.
Yeah. I'd go through the training and enjoy that experience. But no, thank you. You guys,
Well, it's a good video. You guys did it as part for the game Ready or Not. It looked cool. I had fun with it. Had fun watching it. I always have fun with both of you guys here. The Legion of Boom Sports Bar, by the way, go check it out. That's where you are right now in Bellevue. And Sherm, always good to see you and your amazing crew. Say hi to everybody. Home game for TNF Seahawks and the Rams coming up this week on Prime Video. Gentlemen, appreciate it. Best of luck the rest of the season for you both.
Thank you very much.